Bonjour, this is Stephanie Kwame from the CAD Academy, and I hope you're ready to have fun with objects today. We are going to be using the first project that we worked on. If I want to know the square footage, because we know it's very, very small, I can go to zones. Zones are used for facilities planning. You can identify air-conditioned space, non-air-conditioned space, how many units are rented as opposed to how many aren't for real estate. So there's lots of great uses for the zones. But let's zoom in here and see how much square feet we have in here. And it's 506, very, very small. So we need to make a very efficient kitchen area. It's going to take up this area right here. So I'm going to go to Objects, and fast way to find what you're looking for is, instead of going through all of the folders, is go to Find Library Parts, and then you can just put in the beginning phrase like cab for cabinet and say Find. Let's head down here, and I like this corner cabinet. Now if I look at this little corner base cabinet, I want to put it right in here. And this is the genius of this program, is that you can rotate things into place and have them with an insertion point and have them ready for insertion before you leave the program, before you leave this particular area. And to me, that is very efficient. Whoops, one more, two more. I rotated it the long way, but you get the idea. I want to put this in that corner, and that represents the insertion point. So that will be perfect. So I don't need to do things after the fact. I can just say OK here. I can select that point, and let's go into a 3D perspective and take a look at it. You saw kind of a preview of what I was working on, and it looks really, really nice. Fits well in there. Let's go back to the first floor and let's continue this on. Let's say that now what I would like to do is put in right next to it a dishwasher. That's an efficient use of that. The dishwasher then would align here. So if I take this and, whoops, I'm not doing a very good job, align it like this, we should be ready to insert that. The alignment should be correct. So I say OK. And let's come down until we see a check, and we're right next to that, to our sink, and it aligns perfectly. So again, quick and dirty way to enter stuff, always accurate. Let's do one more thing. We need shelving, or we need storage. I need always lots of storage. So let's find a little cabinet for storage. Let me move this over a little bit more. And let's use that one. Okay, that one has the correct alignment for lining up here. I just need to change my insertion point to this point here, and come down here, line up, pick, and voila. And if we want to look at that, let's go ahead. There we go. Let's put some cabinets above so we can store some dishes and that sort of thing. Going back to Objects, let's search for a little corner cabinet. And if you can get this concept, that's wonderful. For some reason it's a difficult concept for people, but if you understand it, it's going to make your life easy. It makes inserting things quick. If you know the angle that you want to go, you can actually type it in here and rotate things by angle. I just got rid of our object, so we put in the angle, and now the insertion point is good because it's going to be a cabinet over this sink. We say OK. We go and select that point, and now we have a overhead, or we have a working cabinet there. And I accidentally put one in over here. So if I want to change anything at any time, I go to the arrow, I've got the magnet, it identifies it's that offending little cabinet in hyperspace, I hit the delete key and she's gone. Okay, let's go back to Objects, and let's put this cabinet along there also. So let's change the alignment up to here. Let's do our insertion point here, and we are ready to rock and roll. I say OK, and come to the edge of this pick, and then we take a look at this, and there we have it. There are a lot of things that you can change about anything in this program, and if I wanted to change something about the cabinetry in particular, we could go into the edit mode here in 3D as well. So I'm going to select this cabinet, and actually that's the only cabinets I want to select. Let's go up and see what damage we can do to them. What I would like is I would like to put an interesting door on my cabinet, and I could change the material as well, but let's put in this door. We like that. So the object that what I'm trying to put across, the point that we're trying to put across is that come up here and check out the options that you have, and you'd be surprised at what you can do there. Like for instance, now if I go to actually I want to go to the cabinet counter, and I want to put on a backsplash. I'm going to put on a 6-inch backsplash because we didn't have one before, and I'm kind of messy, so that's the first thing I'd put in a kitchen. And now, who wants to look at the sides of this? We need to make all of the cabinets have nice wood on the ends, not necessarily the middle one. So notice I do go up to this little ribbon. I can click on the object there, and now since they're all selected, anything I do would apply to all of the objects. And what we want to work with is panels, and we're going to put on a left panel, a right panel. We're not seeing the rear, but I'm going to put them all on just in case. I could actually change the wood type here if I wanted to as well. And now I ended up putting the end panels on and somehow erased that backsplash. But you kind of get the ideas. We'll have to go up and figure out why the backsplash disappeared from there when we did that. Let's say that we wanted to add material. So let's select these cabinets and go up here, and it could be that when I put that panel on the back or something, it didn't have room, and it was like a personal issue there. But what I would like to do now is change the appearance of the counter by having a lovely, let's see what color is lovely to us, a lovely black marble counter. And now if I go over here, I do have that. So let's check here and see if we can fix that issue with the backsplash on that counter. I'm sure it still has the backsplash. We'll go up here to actually we want to go to counter, and it does have the backsplash, so I'm thinking it has something to do with putting on all of the edges that we did. And so if I go over here to the panels, let's say we'll take off, that would be a right panel, and it just might come back. So that's the issue there. Well, let's go back to a 2D look at this. Many instructors are upset with this. I'm not upset, but when they are printing out construction documents, you wouldn't typically show the cabinets in this method. So that can be fixed. Let's go ahead and select our cabinets. I do Shift to add so that I have them all together. I think we've got all our cabinets. Again, going up to that little chair, it's amazing what you can do up here. And what we want to do is 2D representation, and you can see all the, if you could spend days looking at all the objects that you have, but what we want to find is edge visibility in 2D is both an OK, and that will make drafting instructors very, very happy. This, of course, in objects has labs, sinks, electrical, mechanical, has everything, but the purpose of this is to show you how to insert an object and how you can rotate before you insert the object, and you can insert them quickly and easily. I'm going to leave this with a fun, fast rendering. Since we're on the inside, we might not have lighting, but let's play with that. And again, the CAD Academy is an educational pre-engineer, pre-architecture package that not only is it a great package, but it's lots of fun. As you can see, I find architecture and engineering very, very interesting, because we all have design in our DNA, I think. So if you find this useful, please let me know. You can find the CAD Academy at www.thecadacademy.com, and we're also on Facebook. You can do a search for the CAD Store HQ, and it will bring up some of these videos. Thank you so much, and I leave you with au revoir, a demand.